that the person gave you, right? And he says the curse of reciprocity, where you get a gift and you feel you have to give them a gift back. And I'm a big, I'm definitely that type of individual. I feel like when somebody gives me a gift, hey everybody, we're back, and I want to just jump on real quick. Again, we're home. Everybody's being quarantined. Nobody's not quarantined, but they were actually giving us directions to stay home as much as possible and not try to go out and be in large groups. So be ready to see a lot more of me because I do love to be out, and I'm trying to limit it just to be safe. Rather be safe than sorry, but I still love to go outside. And I want to just share with you guys real quick. Since still reading my book, almost done with it. Should be done with it quickly. A couple of things here from the book on Lynchpin and by Seth Godin, and there's a couple of things I want to share. Where today I kind of have some quick insights where Seth Godin gives us a quick scenario where one is he talks about how gift giving and how we kind of been in a culture where I feel that society that when somebody gives you a gift, you either feel obligated to give a gift back, or kind of reciprocate whatever it is that the person gave you, right? And he says the curse of reciprocity, where you get a gift and you feel you have to give them a gift back. And I'm a big, I'm definitely that type of individual. I feel like when somebody gives me a gift, I feel like it's my duty to give them something back, or to always keep them in mind, to have that person in mind to return the favor, or even if it's a favor, you want to return the favor. And he says oftentimes that isn't always the case. Sometimes individuals give you a gift not necessarily because they want something from you in return, and that's kind of what the old culture had, where he says that was the whole point of gift giving. They gave you gifts not because you had to give them anything back. It was just a feel good kind of exercise, where you just gave somebody a gift that you felt you appreciated them very much, and you didn't want anything back from them. You just wanted them to feel appreciated and feel valued, right? And I think we lost that. We have lost that along the way. A lot of the times, especially online and creators and stuff like that, they give you free stuff, or a gift as they call it, but it's always a catch to it, or there was something they want to return, right? It's never just they're setting you up for eventually ask something from you. And I think that's, he says in the book, like, that's not the actual creation or the actual meaning of gift giving. So he says when we're making our own talents, when we're doing creating stuff, we're giving our gifts to the world. We're not, most of us want to expect, but we're not expecting to be, I would say, given back to. We just want to give and just let out our creativity, our gifts, our creations, whatever it may be, whatever you do, whatever career and opportunities you have. We are giving freely. So the same thing when it comes to being able to give to others. And he gives an example where if there's I'm not really into the history, but there's a history of there was a I forgot what religion it was, but it's where normally they just say you cannot charge interest to your tribe, to your friends and family, but you charge interest for loans to strangers. And he says there was a reason for that, because they believe that if your families and friends and needed help, and you loaned them the money, they were able to use that money to create something for themselves, and now everybody had for themselves, and everybody was able to give that gift to others. So it was like kind of like one hand washes the other, right? And we hear this phrase all the time, but I think we lost that concept, where even myself, I felt like if I'm helping you out, what am I getting from it? And I feel that sometimes we lost that. I feel like I myself, I kind of question myself, like, why have I thought like this? Why do I have this mindset? And he states that the best mindset to have is you want to help just to help. There's nothing you want in return. There's nothing in the future. It's something that gives you that I would say that feeling of feeling good, and also giving without expecting, and we really have to sit down and ask ourselves, if I'm giving this person some help or some advice or some knowledge, am I doing it because I naturally want to give, or am I doing it to expect something from them? And I know I've done that a lot. I'll go above and beyond my way, and I expect that individual to remember or to be grateful or to appreciate me, and they don't. They still go out there and they don't really look at it as a big thing, and they just feel like you never did anything for them. So I feel like ourselves, we are, setting our expectations too high, one, and also we're looking at it on the wrong way. And maybe, now with all these things going on, all these we've been home, so maybe we want to start looking at what our intentions are, right? So if we're giving naturally because we want to give somebody for all they've done and who they are, as opposed to just giving to individuals to have them on your side and to be part of your tribe. I think he also says, you want to have your tribe, but have them there for the right reasons. You don't want to have them there just because you're buying them with gifts or, some type of, I would say, external situations. You want to have individuals that are on your side regardless, and that is probably one of the hardest things to build right now nowadays, because everybody wants to have this huge, massive, don't get me wrong, I would love that too, massive community, but we kind of lose what it, the meaning of what community is. For me, I think community is not just having random strangers follow you and like your stuff. It's actually a community of individuals that engage, support, uplift each other. That's part of the same thing, and create with each other, and also are encouraging each other's, right, to do their own thing, not to follow just the individual. You want to be encouraged to live your life and be able to bloom, as they say, in your career or whatever it is that you want to do, and not have to force people to have a certain way that is your way. I think being open-minded and creating a community is probably one of the hardest things, because you want to make sure you don't have a community where it's based on just because of what you give. You have to be able to give your gift, and they have to be able to receive it and understand it, and also understand that not all the giving is going to be from your part. I think our community as well has to be that they give back to you. And he explains in the book as well, reciprocity is a great way to look at it. I might not be pronouncing it right. My pronunciation, have you heard, it's not that great. But I think being on my platforms and learning this process and content creation, I think we forget that we have to give without expecting, and I think you'll be surprised, and a lot of things starts coming your way because of how much giving you are, and your generosity and your actual true intentions. Because you can say all you want, but obviously a lot of people can read individuals, they can read people's intentions and feel your vibes, and they will know when you're giving, truly giving, or when you're giving to eventually have something in return. So thought of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.